No more checks. Using WIC is easier than ever. WIC is a free nutrition program that helps working families stretch their food budget and make healthy choices. WIC helps families learn to shop for nutritious foods and provides recipes for healthy meals. There's even online nutrition education and an app to make shopping easier. WIC, good food, and a whole lot more. Call or visit us online to find out if you qualify.
On today's episode of the Good Food Project, Vaughn assists Julie while preparing easy peanut noodles. Then Halita and Ann will make teriyaki chicken lettuce wraps with all the fixings. Stay tuned, the Good Food Project starts now.
A nice big steak and fries to go. Listen to what I said. I need something more than soup to keep me satisfied. Give me food, that's what I want.
Hi, so my name is Julie. I'm a nutritionist from the WIC program in Framingham, and I'm here with
Vaughn. I am the volunteer nutritionist, and I just graduated from Framingham in December. I'm happy to be back after my internship here. I love everyone. So
today we're going to be making easy peanut noodles.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an Asian-inspired dish. We are using whole wheat pasta instead of rice noodles, and it has peanut sauce on top of it. All right.
So with people with peanut allergies, which is a very life-threatening allergies, what would you suggest to switch instead of using peanut butter?
Yeah, so if you have a peanut allergy in the house, you could use sun butter, any kind of nut butter that the individual can eat can be substituted in this recipe.
So soy butter would be a good replacement also, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so let's just get started.
Okay.
So if you want to just turn that on. All right, so we're just going to get the pan heated. That's where we're going to cook the vegetables. But yeah, so we're using peppers as our vegetable that's going to be tossed with the noodles. All right, so I'm just going to cut this up. If you want to add some oil to the pan.
Okay. Like a tablespoon?
Yep, that's probably fine.
Okay. And Julie, besides red pepper for the Asian noodles, can you use like bean sprout, Chinese broccoli in the dish instead of the red pepper? So anything that you have in the house, you can use it too.
Yep, yeah, anything you have on hand. So you have some allergies in your house, right?
Yes, my son has a life-threatening allergy with peanut butter, so we never have any peanut butter in the house. But now I'm really happy to know that you can use other butter, soy butter, sunflower butter, so I'm going to try that.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we have our other peppers chopped up, so if you want, can you just add those to the pan?
Okay.
And we'll start to saute them. And then with the peanut sauce, the other ingredients are soy sauce, lime, lemon, some garlic, and then the peanut butter. So once those are, well, you can start, I'll give you a spoon.
May I have? Thank you.
So I'll start making the sauce.
So how long would you cook the pepper?
For about like 3 to 4 minutes until it's soft. So you can just poke it with like a knife or with a fork to make sure that it's softened. So here I have the ½ cup of soy sauce. So I'm going to add this to the bowl. And then we have the juice of 2 limes that I'm going to add to the bowl. You could also use lemon if you don't have lime. This is a ½ cup of water, 4 cloves of garlic that we minced. So you just chop it really small. And with this, I don't think you really have to add any salt because the soy sauce is already really salty. Yeah, so it's probably fine. And then I just have some smooth peanut butter. I'm just going to add a ½ cup of that.
Okay. That's already look yummy.
Yeah, it smells good. So for people that are on WIC, they receive some of these foods from us already. So they already get the peanut butter, they get lime, garlic, the peppers, and then the whole grain pasta. So
they can make it easily without recipes, right?
yeah, definitely. So I'm just gonna whisk this together.
Okay. And I think our pepper is ready.
Yeah, let's just test it. You want to just poke it with the knife to see if it goes, to make sure it goes through easily.
Maybe just a tiny bit longer.
Okay.
I love the color, red and yellow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really bright dish. And we're gonna top it with cilantro, which is obviously optional if you don't like it, but it adds a nice flavor. So I'm just gonna whisk this until it's nice and smooth.
Okay.
And we already prepared the pasta, just to make it easier. It only cooked for about like 8 minutes.
I see.
To make the pasta. And I just tossed some oil on the pasta so it doesn't stick.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
So that looks good. We're only gonna use half of this sauce because we are gonna be making lettuce wraps later. So we're gonna use that as a dipping sauce.
I see. Okay.
So
you can make the sauce and use it for different dishes also.
Yeah. Different things.
Can you store it in the refrigerator for a few days and use it later?
Yeah, I would say like 3 to 4 days it would store in the fridge.
See.
So, all right. Yep. So those look good.
Yeah.
If you want to add the peppers to here.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna add about half of the sauce. All right, do you want to just toss that together?
Yes. That looks good.
Yeah, looks really good.
Let me get some red pepper on the top.
All right, and we're just gonna top it with some cilantro for some color. All right, and there you go.
And there you go, you have a great dish.
Yeah, looks good.
To enjoy.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Hi everyone, I'm Helida Johnson, the Community Coordinator at the local WIC program.
And I'm Ann Tierney, I'm the Senior Nutritionist at the Framingham Waltham WIC program.
We're here to cook a new recipe today.
Yes, it's a little cluttered, so I'm a little freaking out, but it's okay. We'll get through it because we have an awesome recipe for today.
Well, you have done just so many times, right?
I have. I know a lot of times I say it's my favorite dish. I really mean it this time.
But I know, you have done just so many times, you didn't even have the recipe written, right? You have to write it down.
I had to practice and write it. I make this at home a lot. It's a fresh recipe. As you can see, it includes a lot of vegetables, and it even includes the easy peanut noodles Julie just made.
Oh, wow. I can't wait. So
we're going to get started.
Okay.
So I have Julie's extra peanut sauce, and as you can see, it's perfect for the noodles, but it's a little bit watery for what we want. We want to use it for a dipping sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more peanut butter to it. And we're just going to let it heat for a few minutes.
Okay. So when Julie and Van were making this recipe, they talked about peanut allergy, right? So we have that explained in the cover.
Yes.
Good.
And anyone who ran to the bathroom while they were making the peanut sauce.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate because those noodles are really good.
Oh, wow. I can't wait to try them.
What you can do is you can use sun butter or one of the other butters, like almond butter, if you don't have an allergy to almonds.
Okay.
So it's going to add one more scoop of peanut butter.
So to
thicken
make it
up.
Okay.
Yep. And also because it's a dipping sauce, let's give it a little bit of spice. Let's add some crushed red pepper.
Okay.
So with the crushed red pepper, we don't want it to be too hot. So I'm just gonna add, let's say a teaspoon. Does that sound right?
Yeah, okay. It does. Put this here.
Whoops. Teaspoon and a half.
Well, it never hurts, right?
Maribel will love it.
Yeah, well, you like a lot
I
of
like
pepper.
spicy as well.
You like spicy.
All right, how's it looking? Good.
Yeah,
So if you want to stir that with peanut butter, when you cook it, it can burn just like anything else in the pan. So we're going to keep it at a medium to low heat, and we're just going to let some of the liquid cook off.
Yeah, this is very new to me. Like the only way I use peanut butter is on my sandwich.
Yes.
So
what I'm going to do while you start that is I'm going to start cooking the ginger garlic teriyaki chicken.
okay.
I'm just going to start with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to let the olive oil heat up.
So olive oil just enough to cover the
Yep,
bottom.
just enough to cover the bottom. It's not needed for the recipe. It's just needed so everything doesn't burn.
Okay.
I'm going to let it coat. And I'm going to add a couple things to this. We're making a garlic ginger teriyaki sauce.
Okay.
And it's an easy recipe. It's mostly stuff that you have in the house. Except for the ginger, which you can use ginger powder, but I like to use the fresh stuff.
Good.
So while that heats up, what I'm going to add first, I'm going to add the garlic. And I used 3 cloves of garlic. And what I did is I minced it.
You did?
Actually, I used my garlic
You didn't.
press.
Oh, you did. I saw that. So
Yes.
you didn't mince it this time.
But if I didn't have my garlic press, I'd mince it. And you don't want to cook the garlic too long. You don't want it to burn.
Because it burns if you let it cook too long. Right?
So I just throw that right in there.
And I
want to hear a little sizzle. And next I'm going to add the teriyaki and the soy sauce.
So you will cook the chicken in this sauce?
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
so you're not going to fry the chicken or bake it
It's going to
before?
cook right in it. Now that peanut sauce is looking a little hot, so give that one stir.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn it down to just a warm.
Yeah, it's already thickened.
Now,
So.
we'll just turn it off for a minute.
Yeah. See, I mean, it's
Perfect.
already.
Excellent. That's a perfect consistency. That way you can dip the...
Should we leave it here though, or should we move it?
It should be fine there. Just stir it for a minute, make sure, because this doesn't stay hot.
Oh, okay.
So the garlic, I can start to smell the garlic. It's starting to sizzle a little bit.
It smells amazing.
So I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of soy sauce and a 1/4 cup of teriyaki sauce.
All right.
I used a low sodium soy sauce.
Okay. And we get peanut butters on our WIC benefits, right?
Yep. You do peanut butter or beans. So if you're sick of beans and you have 8 cans of peanut butter, this is the best recipe.
Oh, good.
I'm also going to add a little bit of brown sugar. You don't need a lot for this recipe. And, we do have, this is a high salt and a high sugar recipe between the teriyaki and the brown sugar. But this is just what we're cooking the chicken in. This isn't meant to scoop.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the fun thing about sauces. I mean, we have a plate full of vegetables.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of the sauce can change it, give it a flavor. Okay. And I'm also going to add some crushed red pepper flakes.
Ooh.
Okay. And we're going to let this sit. And we're going to let it thicken.
So is this medium?
Yep, we're going to leave that on a medium. And I'm going to ask you to grate our ginger in.
Ooh.
Like I said, you can use a ginger powder, but I really love fresh ginger.
Yeah, I love fresh ginger. I have ginger like every day. I tea, and I love to add ginger to my recipes.
And ginger is definitely a flavor you taste a lot in a lot of Asian dishes.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So there are 2 things you can do. You can cut it.
Okay.
But as you can see, ginger's a root. So it's kind of hard to cut. And it takes a lot of time. You can mince it like garlic, but it is a little thicker than garlic.
But you don't want to be biting into a little piece of ginger, so
we're gonna
it's
grate
better.
it. Yes.
Okay.
So watch your fingers. Use your bare claw. You don't want to grate part of your finger. And
So,
and grate it right into the recipe. I'm going to turn this down as well. So I can see inside of the grater that there's plenty of ginger juice and ginger pulp coming right out. I'm going to give you a little hand here.
Okay.
I'm just going to take my knife and
Just
scoop
scoop
some of it out. Yep.
So how much ginger do you need in this recipe?
This is really to taste. I like a lot of ginger, and I used a lot of ginger when I made it earlier.
Oh yeah, I tried it, and it was very gingery.
Yes, and I don't want to waste any ginger, so I'll mince this one while she's grating that.
Let me know when
Be like Maribel with the salt. Just keep going.
Just keep going. And me with cheese on my pasta. Just keep going.
There is no real number to stop,
right? That's what happens when the waiter asks me, tell me when to stop it. Just keep going, man.
You pretend he's not there.
Nope.
So the good thing about ginger, it's really great if you feel nauseous. So as you notice, it's a pretty big root, and you don't use a lot in the recipe. So, you know, we do serve a lot of pregnant women.
Yeah.
So if you're pregnant, putting a little bit of this in your tea.
You know, that's great that you mentioned that. So there's no danger to pregnant women using ginger?
No, just put a little bit in your tea.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
All right.
How do we get this out?
How do you I have my fork out.
Oh, okay.
So what you can do, you can see again, this is a ginger root. It's pretty stringy. You just bring your fork right through the outside of it. Okay. And you'll get a lot of the root right out.
That's a great trick.
Yep. Okay. So I'm going to put this aside.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask you to stir it one more time, and I'm going to toss my chicken in.
Okay.
So because chicken, we're using a lot of fresh vegetables here.
So you don't touch the chicken, right?
I don't want to touch the chicken. Okay. We cut it in a different
So I have a question
area.
for you about chicken.
Yes.
Some people say, oh, I wash my chicken before I cook. Is that the right thing? Because a lot of people say don't wash it because you're going to spread, you know, the whatever.
There's really no need to wash your chicken, and you will just spread more germs over your
because you're
going
to cook it, right?
Yep. All right. So I'm going to toss this right in, and we're going to let that cook up. Okay.
Wow, this looks really good.
It's amazing.
And it's a healthy recipe, right?
It is,
I mean, you're not using a lot of oil. I mean, ginger, and you're going to use vegetables.
Okay, and the fats you're going to get will be from the peanut sauce, but you know, peanuts have the good fats.
Yep.
I'm going to put this right in my dirty area, and just to be safe, I'm going to change my gloves.
Good. Yeah, I didn't touch the chicken, so.
All right, so now that the chicken's in, I can turn this up a little bit.
Okay.
And we can concentrate on my second favorite part of this recipe.
What is that?
The cucumber salad.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So this is a cucumber salad that's cooked in a little bit of vinegar. I like stuff pretty vinegary, as you know, but I will go a little bit milder for our friends here today.
What kind of vinegar do you use?
So at home, like I said, I love vinegar. I use an apple cider vinegar, and I cut it with white vinegar.
Ooh.
But today, to be nice to everyone, I bought a nice red wine vinegar.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with 3/4 a cup of water.
Okay. I measured that, by the way.
You did measure it perfectly. And now I'm going to do a cup of vinegar.
Okay. Oh, wow, a cup of vinegar. So, what if I don't have, what is that, red
wine vinegar.
Can I use any other vinegar or no?
You can use whatever vinegar you want.
Okay.
If you want it more sweet, you can use a balsamic vinegar. It's pretty versatile.
Okay.
All right, so I have a cup of red wine vinegar.
Ooh.
And I have 3/4 a cup of water.
Okay.
It does have a little bite to it, so I usually add sugar. I just add 2 tablespoons of sugar, toss it right in there. Now we used a warm water, so that's going to melt the sugar right into it.
Okay.
I'm just going to whisk that up, make sure the sugar melts right into it. How's the chicken looking?
Yeah, it's cooking.
Oh, it smells so good.
It does.
Okay.
And it looks really good.
Yes. And last, I'm going to add a little Italian seasoning to it. It's really to taste, but for this recipe, we're going to go with 1 teaspoon.
Oh, okay. So the cucumber salad.
Yes.
So it goes with the chicken and the noodles. So it's a combination.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is when we get to the Thai Les wrap, which is at the ending of this whole project. I like to put out little dishes and different flavors for people to put in. We have sweet, we have spicy, and this is more like the vinegary tart one. Okay. So I'm going to whisk in the Italian seasoning. I'm going to let that sit.
So how long do you marinate that?
I leave it in the refrigerator for at least 3 hours to get the flavor in.
So it's nice maybe to prepare
in advance,
in advance and just let it marinate.
Yes, and I already made some, so don't worry, everyone gets to try the cucumber salad.
I have seen it, and I can't wait.
So for this recipe, I like to use an English cucumber. There tends to be less seeds, but you can use whatever cucumber you like.
And you don't peel it?
Nope. Let me turn this down a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this thin so it doesn't take as long to marinate. Okay, and use my bear claw.
Okay.
I'm just going to cut thin slices. And you leave the skin on.
I have a slicer at home that I never, ever use it.
This would be great for the slicer.
Right? I'm just thinking, could you use like a zucchini on that or no? It's better with
It's better with cucumber. Zucchini usually tastes better cooked. Not that you can't eat it raw.
Yeah.
But this is definitely better with cucumber.
I think we should turn this up, don't you think?
You can turn it back up.
How high?
That's good. That's high. Okay, so I have my cucumber in there. I'm going to move on to my red onion. I like to use it because I like colorful. There's no other reason, but I like colorful.
Is the red onion a little bit stronger?
It can be a little bit stronger. So what I like to do is I like to cut it really thin.
Oh, okay.
Almost razor thin. So I use my bear claw and I go right down the onion. And this requires a pretty sharp knife.
It does.
Which we don't have, so bear with me.
Okay.
I did sharpen it before we started though.
You did?
I did.
Well, you have done it before today, right?
I did. I made
so
this
probably,
recipe earlier.
Ah, it smells amazing.
So these onions are a little bit thicker than I like them, so all I'm going to do is just go on the side so someone doesn't get a giant bite of onion.
Okay.
Everyone's lining up to try the Thai lettuce wrap.
Yeah.
So you can use as much onion as you want. For this recipe, I typically use about a half of a small or medium onion.
Oh, okay.
This is a large onion, so I'm not going to do too much more of it.
So, and you want like fine slice,
Very
but
thin slices.
you don't want to like maybe use a food processor
No,
for that,
no,
right?
this
Because
isn't
that
so-
would be
That'd be too small. I don't want to grate
yeah.
it in. So I'm going to toss in my onion. One more slice. I like onion.
I can see that. You and your onions and me and my salt. Yours is healthier.
Yes, I think onion tends to be a little bit healthier than salt.
Yep.
So
It
give
makes
it a
me
stir.
cry though.
Yes, but we refrigerated this onion before we cook, so do you
Oh,
notice,
that's a good. Yeah.
Did you notice no tears?
Well, not you. Maybe it's because of this. I mean, I have a little bit, but so that's a good trick, right?
Yeah.
Like if you put the onions in the fridge before you cut it.
And last, I'm going to add a little bit of pepper.
Okay.
I use a nice bell pepper. And I'm going to use orange because I like it to be colorful.
Okay.
You only need half of the pepper. Right? And for the pepper, you want pretty small slices. You don't need to get a huge bite of pepper in there. So I'm going to cut it in strips.
Okay.
And then tiny, tiny, tiny little dices. How's the chicken?
It looks really good. I think it's close to being fully cooked.
Why don't you cut into a little piece, see if it's pink on the inside?
Yeah, it's still a little pink, so.
All right, so we cut the peppers to a nice small size, and I'm going to add them
Okay.
right in.
Looks very colorful, the way you like it.
Absolutely. And that is ready to sit.
Oh, good. So like you said, you can marinate that for about 3 hours.
Yep. And we have some prepared already for today's recipe. All right, so we're going to take a break right here, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
We'll see you soon.
Oh, thank you.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back. And how we're gonna put this all together? It looks amazing.
It does. Well, while you were cooking the chicken, what I did is I got everything else ready. So I mentioned that everything was gonna build into one recipe.
Yes.
We made the Thai lettuce wraps.
Uh-huh.
So I've made little bowls.
Oh, nice.
Out of cabbage.
Cabbage.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna scoop some of the chicken right in the cabbage. And this is the self-serve type of meal.
So anybody can come and put,
they can make their own wrap.
They can make put more chicken, more vegetables.
Exactly. And the Thai, the noodles that Julie made earlier.
Okay.
I'm just gonna scoop up some, make sure I get some of those peppers right at the bottom. And I'm gonna put a nice scoop right into that little bowl.
Okay.
And then, when you're ready, what you do is you take a piece of lettuce.
Okay.
And you help yourself. You pick whatever items you want. A little bit of sprouts, a little bit of the cucumber salad,
okay,
a little bit of the noodles.
Oh my goodness, this looks amazing.
And a little bit of the chicken.
So this is kind of like a great party.
Absolutely.
Little plate,
I mean, look
right?
how easy it was.
Yeah.
People are going to be impressed. What was that?
I know. It's looks very gourmet.
So then you can just wrap it up, and I made this one for you. Get a little bowl.
Thank you. Okay, put in the bowl because I need to get my gloves on. Ooh, look at that.
You don't need your gloves for your own meal.
Look at that. Looks amazing.
And we have our dipping sauce, the peanut sauce that Julie made earlier.
Oh, okay. So I want to try that.
And I made a little bit extra of the teriyaki sauce we made. It is very salty.
Okay.
So it's not a dip in. It might be a tiny drizzle. But for those who don't want any type of peanut sauce with it.
So I make the little wraps and I can just dip into the sauce.
Do you want some peanut sauce to dip into?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to take a scoop out for you.
Yeah. Great, thank you.
You're very welcome.
So we dip a little bit.
Yeah. How is it?
It's really good. Do I have sauce on my face?
No, you don't, surprisingly. Well, thank you for joining us today. You can find this recipe and any other recipes we do on our Facebook page.
Thank you so much. We will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
If you'd like to attend a Good Food Project cooking class, we offer them every Tuesday at 4 p.m. and every Friday at 3 p.m. at the Framingham WIC office. Thank you.
Something more than bread, a nice big steak and fries to go. Listen to what I said, I need something more than soup